So hello guys and welcome back to Med Indian. Today in this video we are going to see some of the free resources that can be used for NEET PG, INICET or FMGE, which are absolute gems, and they are available for free, at least like for the basic versions, which are more than enough for the exams. Um, the five resources that we are going to talk in this video are Unacademy, prePG, that is for questions. Unacademy is basically for the free videos that are there, some of the best videos that we found during our preparation. PrePG, that is for the question banks and the previous year questions. ANKI, that is this is free for Android. Unfortunately, it is not free for iOS devices, and it is a very good tool, and it can be, if used properly, it can be very useful for the exams. And most people have Marrow subscription, but people who don't have it, they can also access their free for all Marrow pearls and recent updates. Any app that is going to give free GTs that can be useful. Then this is generally we will elaborate on each of these again. Telegram, some of the books, some of the discussions, handwritten notes, everything is available on Telegram that most people know. We will look into each of these points one by one. So coming to the first one, that is Unacademy, and this is not a sponsored video, and this is something that most of us in our group found very useful during the preparation. And if you have not heard about Zainab ma'am and Nikita ma'am or Preethi Sharma ma'am, by this time you should definitely check out their videos. And they have special classes which are conducted, which are free for all. And the three best teachers that I found during my preparation were these three. And I will elaborate a few things about some of the best classes that are there and why these are useful. So the first thing is on Unacademy, the free version. There is a separate plus subscription that is different. The free version itself gives access to most of the most volatile, most important, most tested topics for all the three exams, NEET PG, INICET, or FMGE. And these are like real important questions that are repeated most of the times and most volatile subjects. And they are and Zainab ma'am has made an amazing effort in making all the topics integrated. Like for example, one video that comes to my mind when I think of integrated video. I mean, like most of the videos are integrated, but the best example was that of pap smear and HPV and cervical cancer, wherein ma'am actually put up all the videos from all sources, all departments, starting from patho to medicine to obs gynae, cancer staging, and surgery for the same. So most of the videos are integrated and are really useful. And all the generally very commonly tested topics, especially in INICET, like the cannula sizes, the Foley's catheter sizes, flow rates, and all those things that are generally tested are elaborately were discussed in all of these videos, especially the MERs. For those of you who don't know, MER is Midnight Express. These are a series of videos wherein ma'am takes up a topic that is most important, most volatile, and most asked for, and discusses them in detail. And it includes many resources, not just one subject. It could like for example, for example, if it is BMW, that is biomedical waste management, she would have taken the source from COMED, that is PSM, and medicine, and in general from hospital protocols of AMs and all of these, and put them together and made a video. And those are super good and super important. And by this time, I think most people would know about this. But for those of you who don't know, you should definitely check them out. Then, coming to some of the other very good videos that are there, like most of the videos are good, but for people who don't have time, or for people who want to start off, you should definitely start off with MERs. Then there is BTR, that is Buritara Rato, and that is basically all the volatile topics in one place. Like for example, IPC sections, or all the CD markers or the immunodeficiency disorders, and all of these are together in one place. And this is generally for 1 month before the exam, or 1 week before the exam, or if it is, if you have time, you can make it a point to make notes of these videos, or you can annotate them to the PDF that is provided at the end of each session, and use them for revision like every week, so that you keep in touch with all the volatile topics and they don't seem like a burden in the end. So the best are MER and BTR, and rapid revision videos will be very helpful once you have like either finished that topic with your respective resource. For example, if you have taken Marrow or Bhatia or DAMS or whatever the subscription that you are following for your respective subjects, you could just make a and if you have like forgotten them after a certain period of time, there are videos for respective subjects like surgery. There's a lot of videos for trauma related this thing, which is very useful for INICT, general surgery and general trauma and emergencies. And there are videos for medicine, and there's rapid revision of medicine. There's rapid revision for various subjects, which are very good if you like if you have less time and you want to recap all the like if you have forgotten once you're doing your revisions, you will know. And for all of those, rapid revisions are very good. And Choti copy CCs are there, which have topics which are integrated from difficult topics of different subjects. Like for example, EEG, all the things like from pediatrics to medicine, and all the different epilepsies with image-based discussions at the same time. Because in general, what happens is when we are doing videos from whatever sources we are doing them, the images become separate, and the notes become separate, because generally we are writing on a piece of paper. So if we are not, and that is going to become difficult to read in the end. But here you're going to have PDFs that are annotated, that is available on the app after about half an hour after the video ends. And you can use them for revision and for all the topics that are difficult. So you should definitely check them out. And these are real amazing videos. And not only does it teach us how to about the subject, but also how to integrate and study as such for any given exam. But one thing that everybody who has seen ma'am knows is ma'am does not cover much of pharmac, biochem, and micro, and also optal. For these, we'll have to look for other sources, or if you request ma'am, she might consider doing videos for them. That is about the first one. So coming to the next one, that is Dr. Nikita Nanwani, ma'am's mnemonics, and these are very useful, especially if you're going to study biochem, pharmac, microbio, and all the volatile topics. And she makes amazing mnemonics, especially the best one that I can think of is the optal mnemonics for squint. Like no matter how many times we read them, we keep forgetting them. And the tone gauze mnemonic that was there, that was super good. So people who have not heard of not seen the videos yet, you must check out the videos. You can check many of the videos are present on YouTube itself for free, and if not, they are present for free on the Unacademy platform. Um, and for Pharmac, almost all topics are covered, and they have mnemonics so that you can remember it for a long time. Generally, all of us here found that generally we forget whatever we read unless we make some connections or mnemonics or something that can make us retain the subject for a long time. Because in general, when we are reading it for the first time or the second time, we think that we remember, but once we finish that subject and go to the next subject, by the time we finish the next subject, we would have forgotten the first subject. So it is very important to make certain mnemonics or something that is retainable. And the best example, the best mnemonics are given by Nikita ma'am, and those were very helpful during the exams. Because um, like in general, people tend to make mnemonics that in order to remember those mnemonics, the mnemonics itself have to be remembered. But ma'am makes mnemonics in such a way that they are integral part of the topic that we are reading. Like for example, the name of the the name of the drug will itself have the mnemonic. So those are very important. I mean, those are very useful, and they save a lot of time, especially during revisions, because you cannot read each and every line, and you cannot remember each and every line. And if they are in the form of a mnemonic, it is very easy to remember. So you should check out all of the NF100 videos that are there on the on either YouTube and or Unacademy, and they are very useful. The best way to go forward with the mnemonics is either like you add them to the notes that you have made in the same notes, so that you read them whenever you're reading your notes. In that way, you will be reading the topic and the mnemonic together, so that you will remember that for a longer time. And must check out videos are IPC sections, milestones, developmental milestones, some of the toxicology mnemonics, CD markers, and all of the biochem and pharmac videos, and chromosome numbers, and the diseases that are associated, the trinucleotide repeats, and all of those. So biochem, pharmac, and microbio, and all the volatile topics are there in this. So the best way is to add them to the same notes that we have. If not, you can always download the annotated mnemonics, annotated PDFs, and use the mnemonics. Or the another way is, like, if you find pharmac and biochem very difficult, or microbio very difficult, you can make a separate copy, that is the 20th notebook of the mnemonics, and you read them multiple times, so that you don't forget, along with the classification for particular drugs, etc., like in pharmac. So this will be very helpful, and will be very helpful during revisions, and even like the day of the exam, like while going to the exam center, if you flip through all of the pages, you will remember a lot of them, because they are all in the form of mnemonics. So those were very very helpful. And for people, I think most people will know about this already. And for those who are starting off or who don't know about it, you should for all the topics in order, and all the topics that have been covered on Telegram, you should check out Dr. Nikita's rad synapse, and that will have all the topics that are there, and also the PDFs of the same. Then coming to Dr. Preethi Sharma, she also discusses micro and patho, and she also gives a lot of mnemonics, and it will be helpful for your exams. So coming to the second free resource on our list, it is prePG. It is a question bank and test series platform, that is an app, and I think it is a very underrated platform, and it has amazing previous year questions as well as new questions. And have written most of us here have written at least two exams, minimum of two exams, including NEET, INI, everything, and it has questions that are most close to the exam pattern as possible, because it mostly has the previous year questions and previous year topics. And it is very underrated, because most people don't know about it, or they use only the paid platforms. Here it is, prePG is available both in the free version and the paid version, and the paid version is around 10 to 11,000 for the till the next exam, that is the NEET exam, or if it is for INICET, it is around 6,500. Having said that, the free version itself provides almost everything, that is, be it the free test that is there, that is subject-wise test. They have like combined two subjects per day, and around 50 questions are given every day of those two subjects. They release the daily schedule, I mean the weekly schedule beforehand. The daily test series will have either, like for example, they have clinical medicine based questions, or they have ophthalm plus ENT, or patho plus micro, and all these subjects in combination. And they are present, I mean they are given every day, and you can assess your standing with respect to everybody who is giving the exam. It is very very useful, and especially because it is testing the previously asked questions and the previously asked topics, and you will know the exam pattern also based on that. I do admit that there are a few mistakes in the platform, and and it is must for you to check the discussions in like after each question there is a tab which you can select, where other students who are preparing for the exam would have given, it would have pointed out any mistakes if they are there, or if there is any mnemonics, good mnemonics to remember whatever question has been asked, or good explanation. Some of them have given good discussions, and also if there is a recent update, because some of the questions which are old questions like 2012, 2013 based questions, if there is any update and if that has to be pointed out, that will also be there in the discussion section of the platform. And they also give free GTs. Like every week there is a new GT with performance analysis, like which is your weakest subject, which is your weakest topic in the subject, and what are the things that you need to get right. And they have this analysis of the exam pattern that you're giving, and they also tell us what is most important. Like it is important to get the easy questions right, and like it is okay if you don't know the most difficult questions. Like everybody would have made mistakes in those questions, but if most people have done the question right and you have gone wrong, it is important to get those things right in the exam. That is, those will be the rank deciders, especially where there is clustering. It is very important to get the easier questions. Of course, as you go forward, like in within the 1 to 100 or 1 to 200, 1 to 500 ranks, it is more important to get the moderate to tough questions right. But for everybody, it is important to get the easier questions right. And they have a very good prep DNA, that is analysis, that tells us about the where we stand and how you have to get the questions right, or which topics are weak and you need to concentrate on. And that is very important, and it is available in the free version. The paid version has a better analysis and prep DNA, which is not there for each subject in the free version. It is I think it is a very, very good free resource. The free resource itself can suffice if used properly. And of course, if you want the paid version, if you like the free version, you can always upgrade to the paid version. And they were the only ones who actually gave the subscription, extended the subscription when there was a like the exam got postponed. They were the only ones who extended the subscription till the exams. Most of the platforms asked for like paying extra to get the subscription. So they are very student friendly, and they also look into your there is a separate interaction platform, that is like a discussion where you can actually say that these things are no more asked, please remove these questions, and they actually do respond to those things. And it also gives us a place where you can see where you stand in each exam. Like almost when we were giving the exams, almost around 3,000 4,000 people were appearing for the exam. That is why I think it is a very underrated platform, because it has previous year questions. Although there are a few mistakes, as I pointed out before, you can always check the discussion section of the for each question, and see if there are any mistakes. But it is very close to the examination pattern, both for INI and for NEET and FMGE. And it is very important to see the previous year questions and previous year topics, because after having written many exams, that is INI and NEET, it generally the people have or the examiners have a set of favorite questions or favorite topics around which the questions are framed. Of course, this year's INICET paper was a little uh, different, but in general the pattern is going to be same. So prePG is a very good resource, both for daily tests and the GTs and the discussions, and also the insights, and they allow for revision of the topics that topics or the questions that you got wrong. And you can also bookmark and see the questions that you got wrong, and read them again. So all in all, prePG is a definite must try. You can make it a part of your everyday schedule. Like you can see the subject-wise questions, like the 50 questions that are there, that are available for free every day, and then review them, and also the GTs, depending on at which point in your preparation you are. You can space the GTs according to what you want. And although they do repeat a few questions, it is found that we make the same mistakes again and again. Even though we have seen the question again, like before, we tend to make mistakes. So it is a very good resource and must try. Next, coming to Anki, this is very, very popular, especially with the USMLE PLAB students and also the in the US medical system. But here it is not that popular yet. Of course, it is catching up. Why is this important? Why is this useful? This is basically a tool where you have spaced repetition and also like spaced repetition and um, active recall. Active recall is very important. Like they have the questions. The questions are they have the questions and you have to think about the answer, recall the answer, and then you can based on if you could recall the question or not, you can decide when at what interval you want to see the question again. And this is very very useful tool, especially for people who are this is useful for all exams in general because the especially for INICT where there is they have a particular set of questions and topics that they are very fond of and they keep repeating around them. Basically, for people who don't know about Anki, it is there are many many videos on YouTube explaining about how to use Anki, how to make your own decks. It is best if you can make your own decks for each subject or for all the previous year questions or the questions that you are getting wrong. Or you can decide based on what you are doing, based on your question bank module, you can add the questions that you are getting wrong in the question banks every time. It depends on you. If you can make your own decks, that is going to be the best. But of course, if you are not very fond of technology or not tech savvy, or if you do not have time, if you have not made them before and you think you are going to waste a lot of time, you should definitely check out. There's a subreddit called our Med School Anki India, and there is Dr. Suhaib who has provide Suhaib and all and a lot of other people who have actually provided decks. The decks that they have made, those are very useful. Especially Dr. Suhaib's previous year question and the topic. It does not include only the question, it includes the topics surrounding the question so that you will know not just the topic but also the surrounding topics. He has provided the NEET and INICT deck. There are also other people who have made separate subject-wise decks. And it is going to be very useful if you can make about 45 minutes to 1 hour per day, wherein you have the question that has been asked previously, and then you have to recall. And it's not just important to get the question right, but also the surrounding topics. So coming to the next one, that is Marrow. Marrow, most people generally have either the question bank or the Plan C subscription. But for people who don't have it, who are using some other source, the Marrow Pearls and the recent updates are free for all users. That is, you just have to download the app and log in, I mean, sign up, and you can get access to the Marrow Pearls and the recent updates. And Marrow Pearls can be very, very useful tool because they have the they have put up all the things that are most volatile and into one place so that you can keep revising them again and again. The best way that we found was like you can read it with a friend every day, like for like it is arranged subject wise. You can also directly jump to the question that you want. You can possibly like make a note of the Marrow Pearl number. They have a number. Each topic has a number. You can make note of that in your notes and you can come to that topic and read them together as a together so that you can get all the topics related to that at one place. For example, all the glycogen storage disorders in one place, or all the tyrosinemias in one place, and all of the enzymes deficiencies, the rate limiting steps, all of those are present in a tabular form, and it can be used for repeated revisions. The best way to go forward would be to read it with a friend. Like for say for example, you can make it like a point that you will read from Marrow Pearl 1 to 10 in one day, and then you can either discuss while reading from 1 to 10 each day, or you can read it and then with a friend you can ask questions, and you can in that way there is a discussion and you will remember it for longer. So you can use that. It is a very good this thing for source, if because you can find all the things in a tabular column, and you can also get like the enzyme inhibitors, then the rate limiting enzymes, the this all of them at one place. So that can be a very useful tool, and most people who don't use Marrow don't know that they can access the um, free version of the Pearls, even if they don't subscribe to Marrow. And also the recent updates. The recent updates are also free for all users, and especially useful for new drugs in INICET, but don't waste too much time on trying to learn all of them, because it is just one or two questions that are going to come from there, and that is like a vast topic to cover and remember all the time. But you can always go through them in the end, just before the exam, to see if there are any new this thing, and you can put them into the recent memory, and if you have the luck, it might come in the exam. And also in NEET, they ask the PSM related new topics, like the latest Mission Indradhanush or whatever was added, that can be asked in PSM in NEET exam as well. So that can be a good source. If you want, you can read up in the end, that is during the last revision. You can just go through all the topics, and it will click if you know the if you have seen that topic once. Then coming to free GTs, the beat whatever you have subscribed for, all the platforms will provide at least one or two GTs for free at some point in time, especially just before the exams, like about 1 or 2 months before the exams. Bhatia, Dams, Marrow, and PrepLadder, and any of the other platforms will provide free GTs. Don't have to run behind each and every GT that is free, but if it is a good GT, and if a lot of people, a good amount of people give the GT, it can be used as a good measure to know where you stand, so that you can improve on the questions. Because what happens is, in general, whatever platform you are using from the beginning, you will start getting to know the pattern, and to some extent there will be some repetitions in the questions, and that will become easier as you go, and you will start getting used to one platform, and when you go to a different platform and see, you will know that there are other types of questions that can be asked, and it is always not necessary that a pattern is followed. So that can be helpful before the exam, because none of the platforms actually set the actual question paper. So it is good if you can give a few GTs of other platforms as well before you go to the actual exam. But don't go behind each and every GT that is free, because some of them are very tough to make you feel bad, because they know that it will be useful for people who are already from the same platform. But for somebody who is new, it can be very difficult, because some of the platforms give too long, like questions which are too long, and you like it depends, like from which it depends on a lot of things. So don't give each and every GT that is free, but you can always ask on Telegram for people who have given the GT if it was worth it, and if the number of people who have given the GT um, is quite high, it can be a good this thing for you to assess your preparation. Then coming to Telegram, most people know about this, but don't get carried away by all the things that are happening on Telegram, because there are so many groups, so many channels that are there. But you can get almost all PDFs of all platforms. Like you can get each subject-wise platform, like subject-wise, the PDFs of notes of Marrow, PrepLadder, Dams, Bhatia, everything you can get on Telegram. And you can also get the handwritten notes. You can also get like-minded people who are discussing the same things. Like, for example, you've given a GT and you want to discuss the GT. There are people who are, or you can form your own group and discuss the GTs. Because once you discuss, you will remember it for longer than when you like reading it alone, when you're reading it alone. Because if somebody else asks it, and if they know it and you don't know it, it will somewhere register in your mind, and you will remember it for longer. And there were also, like when we were starting off, there were people who seniors who were giving a lot of good advice, and what they did wrong or what they did right, so that they can guide you. And also one shout out to Lord Dunzo, who was making mnemonics on demand. Like people used to send him their notes or the topics that they found most difficult, and even though he had already gotten into a residency program, he was trying to help by making mnemonics. And if at all you see this, thank you. It helped us here, and it has helped a lot of people. Also, you can make discussion groups and quizzes. You will find a lot of groups where there are quizzes and explanations that are given. One such group was DBMCI Premier Group, where they posted quizzes at regular intervals and also the explanations for the same. So that can also be useful, and many subject-wise specialists or faculties also post questions every day, and they also give explanations, and you can also discuss if you have doubts with them. So the Telegram can be very useful. Of course, YouTube, you know that you can access a lot of mnemonic videos. You can get a lot of particular topics and like topics that are most difficult, like for anatomy, 3D anatomy videos are there, or for some physiology subject, you can always go for Ninja Nerd or Ninja Nerd Medicine, Ninja Nerd Physiology and Medicine. Videos are there which are very good for conceptual subjects, concepts to be cleared. There are so many of them for each subject. There are USMLE materials that are there. If you search the topic and if they have a good amount of views, you can see if you can if it is useful for them. And also, Dr. Gobind Rai Garg's YouTube section also has a lot of mnemonics, especially for pharmac, and that can be very useful. Very good mnemonics that you can remember, especially for a volatile topic, for a volatile subject like pharmac. Um, so this is something that most people know, but they don't generally use it for their preparation, because you don't have to run behind each and everything. But of course, you can use it for things that you're finding it very difficult, and you're making mistakes in GTs or exams again and again. You can make note of some of the good topics. So that's it about this video. If you find any other source that we have not talked about in this video, do comment in the comment section below, and also do share it with your friends. And all the best for your exams.